Beginning standing at the top of your mat or space, root firmly down through the heels and both feet. Allow the spine to remain tall. Hands at the heart. On your inhale, lift the arms and gaze overhead. On your exhale, bend from the hips to fold forwards. Inhale halfway to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to a plank position, travel high to low. Inhale, expand the chest, gaze up. Exhale, back, downward dog. Hips travel away from the hands. Press firmly through both palms and all 10 fingers. Keep the feet about hips distance apart. Draw the belly button in and up towards the spine. On your next exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, travel to the top of mat. Inhale halfway, exhale fold. Inhale, lift to standing. Exhale, send palms to heart. Again, inhale to lift. Exhale as you fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank, travel high to low, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale up, and exhale back, downward dog. Looking for that nice length in the spine. Arms are long, spine is long. Tailbone stays high. Air travels in through nose, out through nose. On your exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, and travel back to top of mat. Halfway lift on inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, lift to standing. Exhale, send palms to heart. Once more, inhale, lengthen, look up. Exhale, bend, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway, look ahead. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. Travel high to low, keeping elbows close. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, back, downward dog. Really try to press the hips away from the hands to get that extra length in spine, allowing greater space in lungs for air. Again, the next time you exhale, allow the knees to bend, allow the gaze to look ahead. Step or hop to the top of mat. Inhale halfway, exhale fold. Inhale, lift to standing. Exhale, send palms and gaze to heart. On your next inhale, bend both knees, draw the arms skyward, pointing tailbone down, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway to flatten. Exhale, step back to your plank position, travel high to low. Inhale, broaden the collarbones and chest. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Plant the left heel, step the right foot forward. Inhale up, warrior one, knee over ankle. Exhale, plant the palms back to the mat. Come back to plank position, travel high to low, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, back, downward dog. Plant the right heel, step the left foot forward. Inhale up, warrior one. And exhale, both hands to frame the left foot. Take it back to the plank position, travel high to low. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, back, downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Long breath in and out through nose. On an exhale, a bend to both knees. Look ahead, step to the top. Inhale halfway, exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, draw arms up, chair pose. Exhale, straighten the legs, send both palms to heart center. Inhale again, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to flatten halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. High to low on exhale. Inhale, upward dog, engage inner thighs. Exhale, back, downward dog. Plant the left heel, step the right foot forward. Inhale up, warrior one. Arms skyward. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to plank, travel high to low. Inhale, expand the chest. Next exhale, downward dog. Keeping the breath smooth and even. Plant the right foot, step the left foot to the top of mat. Inhale up, warrior one. And exhale again, both palms to the ground, back to plank, high to low on exhale. Inhale, upward dog, activate inner thighs. Exhale, back, downward facing dog, hips away from hands. Press through all 10 fingertips. On the exhale, bend the knees and look ahead, travel to the top. Halfway on inhale, Exhale to fold. Inhale, bend the knees, draw arms up, chair pose. See if you can lift the heels off the mat. And exhale to standing, palms to heart center. Again, lengthen the arms up on inhale. Exhale, forward fold, head to shins. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, spine plank. Travel high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back, downward facing dog. Belly draws in and up. Inhale, right leg skyward, swing right foot through. Plant the left heel. Inhale up, warrior one. On your next inhale, straighten the front leg, open arms to a T. Exhale, right hand away from you to right shin, triangle pose. Left arm skyward. Try to send the head away from hips. As you exhale, bend the right knee, bring the arms back up towards warrior one, and exhale, both hands to the top of mat. Step back to plank, travel high to low. Inhale, expand the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg skyward, swing the left foot through, plant the right heel. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Again, next inhale, straighten the front leg, open arms to a T. Left hand travels away from body and down towards the shin. Right arm is skyward, head again travels away from the hips, looking for length in the side body. On the exhale, bend the front knee. Inhale, arms back up, warrior one. And on your exhale, release both hands to the top of mat. Bring the body back to downward facing dog, sending the hips away from the hands. Exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, hop if you can to top of mat. Inhale up halfway, exhale to fold. Inhale, lift to standing, look up. Exhale, send palms to heart. From here, you'll take one step back with the left foot, so both legs are straight. You'll make sure the hips face forward. Inhale to lengthen both arms. Exhale, extend the arms away from you and release the left hand to the right shin and the right arm open to ceiling. Revolve triangle, Parivrtta Trikonasana. The hips stay facing forward here. The head stays traveling away from hips. Keep the left hand to the ground or the right shin. I suggest the right shin. On your exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Exhale, send the palms to heart. Step back to the top of mat. Take a step back with the right foot to two straight legs. Hips face forward. Inhale, the arms up. Extend them away from you. Release the right hand to left shin this time. Left arm open. Revolve triangle. Again, try to keep the hips facing forwards or that left hip popped back, or pushed back rather. On your next exhale, bend the front left knee. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Exhale, palms to the heart. Step back to the top of mat. Take 1 second to pause. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back to plank. Shoulders over wrists. Travel high to low on exhale. Inhale to upward dog. Shoulders roll up and back. And exhale, downward dog. Breath stays steady in and out through nose. Again, lift the right leg on inhale, send the right foot to top of mat. And this time, make sure that that back foot as you drop the heel is nice and parallel to the short side of your mat or space. Right elbow comes to right thigh, left arm goes overhead into side angle. So front right knee is bent, left foot's on the ground, left arm is extended overhead. You're making sure you're opening left hip to ceiling or sky. From here, you'll keep the front knee bent, pivot the back left heel off the mat, so hips face forwards, and lift both arms, high lunge. On exhale, bring the palms together, bring the left elbow outside of right knee, twisting that side angle, allowing the top palm to press into the bottom palm, the right shoulder to open skyward. Find a focal point. As you exhale, release both hands to the top of mat. Travel back to plank. Travel high to low on exhale. Inhale, gazing up, upward dog. Exhale, back, downward dog. This time, step the left foot through the top of mat. Drop the right heel so right foot's parallel to short side of mat. Left arm or elbow to left thigh. Right arm overhead or skyward. Trying to make one long line with right side of body. Right fingers to right toes or outer right edge of right foot. We'll keep a bend in the front knee. Pivot the back right heel off the mat. Hips face forward. Inhale, arms up, high lunge. You'll note in the video I missed the side of the left twist, so go ahead from here and bring that body to a twist to the left, bringing right elbow outside of left knee, pressing top palm into bottom palm. And then as you unwind from wherever you are, bring both hands to the top of mat, travel back to plank position, exhale high to low. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, back, downward dog. Find a nice lengthened spine. On the exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, travel the top of mat, halfway up on inhale, exhale the fold, inhale, lift to standing, exhale, send palms to heart. So from here, we'll do some standing balances. Make sure that the weight is in the left foot. There's a little bend to the left knee. Bring the right foot skyward. See if you can connect the right hands to right toes. If it doesn't work, you can always connect the hand to the knee instead. When you're comfortable, try to open that right leg to the side of body, opening right hip, keeping a small micro bend in left knee. You can keep your left hand to the hip or extend it out towards your side. Slowly send that leg or knee back in towards the center. Try to bring your head closer towards that leg or knee, keeping that tiny little bend in left knee still in your standing leg. And just release the bind from your hands of your legs so the leg is freely standing, either extended straight flexed foot or knee bent, keeping the knee or leg lifted. And then exhale, release both feet to the ground. Give your feet a little wiggle. And then switch sides, sending the weight into right foot, bending the right knee slightly, lifting the left leg, fingers to toes, or hand to knee. Try to keep standing tall here as you slowly start to open that left leg or knee, opening the left hip, trying to keep your center lifting through the top or crown of head. Again, you can keep right hand to right hip or extend it out to your side. Smooth and steady breath. Slowly draw that leg or knee back in, trying to bring head closer to the leg. And very carefully just release the bind of hand to leg. Straight leg is a flexed foot or bent knee. Either way, keep the leg lifted. Hold it. And exhale, release both feet back to the ground. Give the legs a little wiggle. Inhale, send the arms overhead. Exhale, bend to fold forward. Inhale, halfway to a flat back. On your exhale, just give a tiny little bend to the knees. Bring both arms behind you, interlacing all 10 fingers. The bend in the knees will protect the low back. You're lifting the hands as high towards the ceiling or away from your body as you can. Relaxed neck. A bigger bend to the knees as you inhale back up to chair pose. Arms straight. Maybe you lift the heels. On your exhale, again, fold forward. Bring the hands behind, interlacing all 10 fingers. Maybe a little bend to the knees. Trying to open the space between shoulder blades. And again, on your next inhale, bend the knees further. Lift the arms skyward into chair pose. Try to sink down and back into the bottom, maybe lifting the heels. Steady breath. And on exhale, straighten the legs and fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, plant the palms. Bring the body back to your plank position, shoulders over the wrists. And then soften down to both knees. Keep the elbows close to the body. As you lower the chest and chin to the mat, gliding along, inhale up to a cobra. And exhale slowly back to downward facing dog. Always keeping the breath smooth and even in and out through the nose. On your exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, travel atop of mat, lift halfway on inhale, exhale to fold. And then from here, see if you can grab with the 2 peace fingers of each hand your 2 big toes. And try to take a deeper fold, folding the upper body towards the lower body, really relaxing head, neck, and shoulders. If you can't reach your toes, no problem. Just grab your opposite elbows or let your arms hang. Release to bring hands to shins, lift halfway on inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, hop if you can back to plank, travel high to low on exhale. Inhale, gaze up, activate inner thighs. Exhale, back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From here, just step 1 foot forward to the top of the mat and allow then your body to just walk over so that you're in a forward fold position, a wide-legged forward fold. So both feet are nice and wide, 2 straight legs, feet are parallel and wider than hips. And you can bring the hands to the ground, you can bring the head or forearms to the ground, you can shorten or widen your stance. Any fold that's comfortable. Making sure that the weight is shifted forwards towards the toes, head, or hands to keep the backs of legs open. Slowly from wherever you are, bring your hands back to the ground if they're not there. Press up halfway on inhale. And then slowly rise all the way up to standing. Just go ahead and turn the body towards the top of the mat. Make your way up to the top of the mat in a standing forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank 1 more time. Exhale as you travel high to low. Inhale to upward dog and exhale back, downward facing dog. Even pressure through the palms still. And just bend the knees and slowly lower the body to a seated position on the mat. From the seated position, root the sit bones into the ground. Lift the knees or legs. You can keep the knees bent or straighten legs for boat pose, Navasana. Here you want to make sure that the low back is very, very firm. You're not rounding at all. And you also want to keep a nice lift to the chest. If you're doing it right, it should not be easy. As you exhale, release both legs to the ground, and from here you're going to cross your legs, but not all the way. So the right knee is going to be bent, the left knee is going to be bent, the right foot or left foot on top of the right knee, kind of creating 2 like logs if you were to stack your shins or legs like logs. And keeping the sit bones rooted, allowing the left foot to be as much towards the right knee as possible. That might feel enough of a stretch for you on the sides of your thighs, legs. If it's not enough, you can bend forwards a little bit or fold a little bit. Whatever you choose, just stay in one place and keep breathing. Really try to allow that air to fill up the space or expand and create extra space in body. On your exhales, just softening. As you do slowly come out of the pose, just release one leg at a time, nice and slow, and switch sides. So the left shin will come across the mat, the right shin will come on top of the left, the right foot on top of the left knee, as close as is comfortable. If you notice a bunch of space underneath your right leg, or if you're uncomfortable in any way, adjust so that you are comfortable. Looking for a stretch here along the IT band or outsides of your thighs. Again, if this is enough, you'll stay seated or wherever you are. If you need more or deeper stretch, you can fold forwards or lower down. Some of you might need to stay seated. Some of you can flatten all the way forwards. Just remain wherever's most comfortable, but slightly challenging. Breathing into any areas of resistance. We're really just continuing to breathe despite that slight resistance you feel. As you slowly come back out of the pose, you'll lift back up to a seated position, uncross the legs, and come one more time into boat pose. Bent knees or straight legs, nice firm low back, and keep the hands connected to the arms, or connected to the legs, or you can release the arms. Steady breath. And exhale, release the feet back to the ground. Might need to wiggle the legs a second. Might need to shift that skin away from the sit bones. Inhale, lift both arms skyward, and exhale, fold forward. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. You can allow the hands to connect anywhere as comfortable. Thighs, the shins, the ankles, the feet. You want to make sure that the legs stay fully connected to the ground and that the feet are flexed, bringing length to the hamstrings, calves. Make sure the shoulders are not tense up towards the ears, and that the jaw is soft. You might notice that air flowing in and out through the nostrils or temperature of your breath. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you release. Inhale, come back up to a seated position. Keep the right leg extended. Pull the left foot into the groin. Inhale, lift the arms, and exhale, fold over that right leg. Again, the right leg stays fully connected to the ground, right foot flexed. And folding only as much as is comfortable. If you notice that right knee or leg start to pop up off the ground or mat, you might need to ease out of the fold or back out of the fold. Again, shoulders are relaxed, jaw is relaxed. You might notice the back expand on your inhales and slowly just fall on exhales. As you come back up on the inhale, switch out the leg. So you'll extend the left leg connected to ground, left toes up. You'll pull the right heel into the groin. You'll inhale to lengthen both arms, extending the body away from the hips as you fold over the left leg. So lifting first before you fold sort of lifts that upper body torso out and away from the hips, allowing a deeper fold. Relaxing shoulders, taking a few breaths. On your next inhale, you'll slowly come back up to a seated position and then uncross the legs or bring the legs out in front of you. Balance on the sit bones as you lift into a boat pose. Cross the legs over each other, plant the hands at the top of the mat, step back to plank, travel high to low on exhale. Inhale to upward dog and exhale back, downward facing dog. You'll give one more little bend to both knees. You'll look ahead and just bring your body back to a seated position on the mat. This time you'll bring both soles of feet together and allow the knees to come out wide towards the ground. You'll pull the feet in towards the groin as close as is comfortable. Lengthen up on inhale through top of head and exhale as you begin to fold here. Although you might be able to fold quickly or far, you're focusing on pulling the feet into the groin to maintain the opening in hips. folding only as much as is comfortable. Maybe the elbows assist the shins or thighs closer to ground. So if you're feeling just a bit of resistance, not too much force, no pain. Again, make sure shoulders are relaxed. As you inhale back up to a seated position, see if you can use the two peace fingers of each hand to wrap around the two big toes and lift the legs off the ground. You can keep the knees bent or straighten the legs, or maintaining balance, using the core to support, keeping a firm low back. Slowly set the feet back down to the ground and just find your way over onto your back, allowing the knees to just kind of relax towards the chest loosely. Bring the arms overhead, take a stretch, and then release the arms to your sides. So the feet are planted to the ground, soles of feet to the ground, just below the bottom and about hips distance apart. You bring those feet as close as you can towards the body, and when you're ready, you'll send the hips and bottom up towards the ceiling. So when you come up, the knees are over the ankles, the hands can stay connected to the ground, or if comfortable, you'll lift one shoulder at a time and tuck that shoulder blade, each shoulder blade under, bringing an interlace to both fingers and allowing the body to be supported with the shoulder blades rather than the back of neck. So here you're really squeezing the inner thighs towards each other, making inner thighs do the work rather than the glutes. So the glutes are somewhat relaxed or released. Keeping the knees over the ankles, filling the belly on inhale. And if you're comfortable and can keep up the lift through the hips and bottom, you can lift one leg to the ceiling. You're pressing down through the arms, through the interlaced fingers or hands. If you lifted the leg, set it back down, lift the opposite leg. And if a leg is lifted, you'll set it back down. From wherever you were, you'll very slowly just lower the spine down onto the ground. Taking one breath, maybe making cactus arms or bringing your arms out to a 90-degree angle, relaxing them on the ground. Even to release the low back, you can bring soles of feet to the ground and allow the knees to separate. Filling with air on inhale. And just bring both knees back up together when you're ready and extend the legs out in front of you. We'll come up here for one more back bend. So the bottom and the legs are connected to the ground. You're going to lift up to each elbow so that the elbows are planted underneath the shoulders. If that's enough of a back bend, you can, if it's okay for your neck, release the head. Or if you need to increase the back bend, the elbows will come in a little closer together, almost so that the hands are pointing, or fingers are pointing in towards each other like a triangle to touch, and you can sit on the tips of the fingertips, allowing a greater opening in chest here in a modified fish pose. Legs are relaxed, you're just sending air into the chest from the belly or bottoms of lungs into the upper chest. If your head was relaxed behind, slowly lift the head back up. Make sure the elbows are under the shoulders, and then lift the legs if you can off the ground or mat, making almost a V-like shape with the body. Using the core to support, very slowly lower the legs down to the ground. And once the legs come to the ground, just release the spine, the whole body to the ground. We'll then draw the knees in towards the chest, keeping the elbows to the ground and kind of real nice and close and snug to the rib cage. If you're comfortable, you'll lift up to a supported shoulder stand here, using the hands to support the hips and the legs directly skyward. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can keep the back connected to the ground and the feet raised to the ceiling or sky. Either way, you'll keep the head facing up. Try not to crunch too much in the neck. You can also release the feet behind into a plow, or the toes overhead. If you do come into a plow, be sure to release the hands to the mat or ground for support. So just take a moment to move freely, either in a shoulder stand or in a plow, or just relaxing on the back with the legs up the wall pose or feet skyward. Moving very carefully however you choose to move for a moment. from wherever you are, just very carefully and slowly lower all the way back down to the ground. So body's relaxed. If you feel any compression in low back, you'll pull the knees in towards the chest. You might just take a few little rocks side to side, massaging the low back. Allowing the knees to come wide maybe as you massage the low back, or knees can stay together. And from wherever you are, draw the knees back together. Set the soles of feet down to the ground. Lift the hips and bottom off the ground. Set the hips and bottom down towards the left border of your mat. And then bring the knees into the chest. Allow the knees to fall to the right side of body to a reclining twist. That little lift in the bottom will keep a straighter spine in your twist. And keep the arms relaxed to the sides and the gaze opposite direction of the knees. Doing your best to still allow the belly, lungs, upper chest to fill as much as is possible. Exhaling slowly, evenly. As you unwind back to the center, just bring the knees into the chest for a moment to stabilize spine, back. You might again rock side to side. You might separate the knees and rock side to side to release the hips. And then you'll bring the knees back together, soles of feet to the ground. This time you'll lift the hips and bottom up, place them near the right border of your mat, and bring the knees into the chest. Allow the knees to follow the left side of body. Gaze to the opposite or right, and arms relaxed at your sides. Try not to worry about your shoulders touching the ground. Just really allow the twist to kind of happen on its own, allowing the legs to fall naturally, allowing the air to come and go naturally. Fill on inhale. On the exhale, you'll unwind back to the center, straightening out the spine, pulling the knees back into the chest, rocking a few times side to side. And then just place the soles of feet down to the ground. Taking a moment to work your way to a comfortable position. So whatever position that means for you, you can lie completely flat on the back, extending the legs. If there's any compression or funky feelings in the low back, you can keep the soles of feet to the ground and knees skyward. Or you can bring the soles of feet together and separate the knees towards the ground. Any position that's most comfortable for you. You might note also if your hands or fingers are facing the ceiling, that might invite a more receptive feeling. Should you want to feel more centered or grounded, you might flip the palms or fingers to face down. Knowing that in the next few moments, the only job is just to receive air as it comes and release air, letting it go. And release the jaw, the muscles in face, the space between the eyebrows. Relaxing the whole body as best you can, letting the muscles relax, the body feel heavier. And just trying to ride the wave of your own breath, allowing it to come and go on its own. Trying not to feel rushed. Should anything come to mind or distract you, just note whatever it is and try to allow it to pass on the next exhale, allowing your attention to come to your next in-breath and your next out-breath. And here you'll just start to deepen the breath, adding some length to the inhale, length to your exhale. Preparing in your mind to slowly move the body, maybe wiggling the fingers or toes, maybe taking a slow stretch. And just slowly finding your way up to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed if you can as you begin to lift carefully up to a seat. As you find that seat, really allowing the sit bones to be rooted into the ground or mat, the legs to be crossed comfortably. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed, so you might bring the shoulders up to the ears on inhale. Exhale, the shoulder blades around, down and back. You can do that 1 or 2 more times. And feel free to release the hands to the lap or anywhere that's most comfortable. And take a moment here to reflect on your practice. Note how the body feels. Note anything you might have learned from your practice or about yourself today. And breathe in through the nose. And exhale, release air out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose, full breath. And exhale, release air out now. Inhale once more. And exhale throughout the mouth. Keeping the eyes closed, bring both palms together. Lift the palms up to the ceiling. Bring the thumbs to the forehead or third eye. The thumbs to the mouth. And the thumbs to the heart. Know your truth. Speak your truth. Thanks for practicing with me today. Namaste. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you.